What up, everybody? It's the Built Different podcast, Sean and myself. Again, thank you, Leonard. The intro music, I know he's hurting right now with the Raiders and everything, just traded Devontae Adams, but that's another subject for another day. Sean, it's been a little while since we've seen you. How have you been? What you been up to?
Been good. Just working. Yeah, haven't been. I noticed today when I logged on to the podcast recording software that we use, it's like, man, I haven't logged on to this in a little bit. Um, but no, everything's been good. How about you? How are things with you?
Good. Good, yeah. Can't complain. I mean, family's good and everything. Getting close to holidays, temperatures cooling down, which I always like. And yeah, I think from a business standpoint, I think we're in a really, really great place. We talk about it all the time. I think we always kind of look back in comparison to where we were a year from now was like crazy. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, so what we kind of wanted to talk a little bit about is like the podcast, and I think one of the major reasons we got into doing this podcast was really, somebody I listen to a lot is Gary Vee, and there's Seth Godin, and quite a few guys that have done a phenomenal job with marketing and the principles of using content to market your business, to build your persona, to endear an audience to you and what you're trying to do. So that's really what we started this podcast as. And shout out to Alex Argestra. She kind of set us on our way to start the podcast, and at that time Agora Media kind of got us all set up, and then Sean was kind of taking over, and hopefully not for long. Hopefully we get somebody to produce our podcast from here on out. But it's been a pretty cool journey. I was looking on our YouTube, and we have 120 videos up there, including episodes as well as like short form videos.
Yeah, no, that it's a lot. I want to say this is episode 79 or 80, something like that. It's definitely getting up there. And, we've been doing it for over a year. Really, I mean, at this point, it's almost been, I
Two
think,
years almost.
2 years. Yeah. Not every week, I think we started out doing weekly or every other, I think it was weekly, and then
Yeah.
kind of transitioned to every other week. Now it's been more of a every 2 to 3 weeks kind of thing. And that, that comes with, us getting a little more busy and, just
Priorities
kind of,
changing.
yeah, and making sure that, we're not just hopping on to hop on. We want to provide content that people are actually, are going to want to see, that they care about. So,
Yeah.
um, which kind of leads into, the topic of this. And, and I agree with you. We started the podcast in general, as a way to, increase brand visibility.
Mm-hmm.
Extropian is a very young, uh, growing brand that, most people, it's not a household name yet. Definitely want to put the word yet in there, but, you know, um, but everything starts small. And so our goal with this was just to get our name out there, to get people familiar with us, and we've always tried to tie in when possible, how what we're doing is going to be tied into what we're talking about. So, when we've talked about different sports or talked about different, um, you know, uh, aspects of technology, we've always tried to tie in um, our product and the vision for the future of what we want to do
Yeah.
into that, to give people snippets. And yeah, I think I'll throw it to you to kind of explain maybe how we're going to be adjusting it a little bit.
Well, yeah, I kind of wanted to too touch on like one cool thing that we've been able to do too is highlight some of the athletes, which are
Yep.
primarily fighters, like MMA, Muay Thai fighters. Our good friend Ronnie, his crew, Team Straight lead, the gym that they train out of now, Relic, BJJ. All of those fighters, and then even EJ and and all of his team as well, and Invictus, with Andre and all of those guys. Yeah, we've been fortunate enough to interview them, and I think that's been some of our biggest hits was like some of those interviews, and we're not only on this platform, YouTube, but also like we've spread out to so many different platforms, and we've gotten quite a few more views on those platforms. Even on short form videos, seem to get more. But and it's we haven't built up the following that I would have liked to have by now. Like I think last time I checked, we have 51 subscribers. So those of you just watching, at least just hit the damn subscribe button, please. You know what I mean? Same thing on social media, man. I'm getting tired of these fake OnlyFans models and bots. You know what I mean? Subscribing to our channel, but again, we really never. We're just two guys really on here talking about our love of sports and talking about our how much we love technology and kind of the integration of sports and technology. Um, but yeah, I think once we make a transition, we start talking more about our products. I think that we'll get the following will start to grow, and that's what we want to do as well as be organic. I don't think we want to be because you see so many people on social media now, like they just start and then within a week they have like 100,000 subscribers, and everybody knows you can buy subscribers. You know what I mean? We never wanted to be those people who want to grow organically. We think what we're building, our product, the team, the way we operate as a company, what we believe in, that organic growth is going to be easy, but it involves us talking about the technology, what it's doing, and kind of our goals and our mission, which is to help people be the best version of themselves. And I think once people see how we're able to do that through technology, through data, um, through what we're building, that following is just we're gonna blow up. And there's a lot of people that are like-minded that believe in what we believe in that are gonna join our cause. And the future's extropian, and I think we're gonna have a lot of extropians built off of this, not just this platform, but our technology. So it's cool getting the content out there now. I always think of this, even if we have one person viewing it. I think it's like what I've seen with other channels that I became interested in is they have so many videos that I find myself kind of going back to their past and their beginning, and you see one or two views here and there, and then now, present day, they have millions of views or hundreds of thousands of views, hundreds of views. But you have to start somewhere, and that's what I always see when I, see these numbers. I'm not moved too much by how many people view it. Obviously, we'd like a lot of people viewing it, but I think I always envision in my mind people going backwards and seeing like the humble beginnings, and then seeing where we are now. Like, damn, look at these guys when they first had like one or two videos, and you know what I mean. And so that's what I look at it as. It's like you have to start somewhere. It's just good getting your content out there, getting people to know you. And I think at the end of the day, people can see our authentic selves in the beginning, and God help us that we're these same authentic individuals as we go throughout this journey. But yeah,
And
that's kind of the way I look at it. Is like, yeah, 51 subscribers. Who cares? People are going to go back once they latch on the call, and we have this extropian movement going.
and yeah, I mean, we're still appreciative of the 51, or
Yeah,
whether it's
100%.
51, whether it's 49, whether it's
Yeah.
one, in the very beginning we had like five for a little while, and it was rough, not rough. Like, we're doing this not because, we're trying to make a career out of being a
Mhm.
podcaster. I don't think either of us have that vision
Hell no.
for ourselves. But, we have fun on here. We're talking about sports, talking about technology, things that we're both interested in. Um,
So
and
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, to be honest, like it's kind of a little break from all of the business related things we do. It's kind of therapeutic at times, especially when I'm able to rant and talk shit about grievances and stuff like that. But it's fun actually. Anytime I get on the phone with you, like our conversations tend to be really good, regardless of what it is, sports, life, love, family. We have a good time with it, but so it's kind of cool, all in all. Even with, like you said, 5 people listening, 8 people. We've gotten a couple hundred people listen before, but it's cool, like sitting here talking with you. It's like decompressing, and it's therapeutic, really. You know what I mean? It's a nice change of pace from build. Even though I obviously love building our technology, but it's nice to kind of slow down and reflect, and that's what this is for me. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, I think reflection has been definitely one of the, we focus on sports, we focus on technology. We've had episodes about business too. I mean,
Hmm.
you and I both have been together with this business for a while, and we've learned a lot in 4 years. And every year we kind of do a
Reflection.
check in. I think halfway
Hmm.
through check in, then end of the year reflection, kind of looking forward for the next year, what we want to do, and every year, there's always a lot to reflect on, a lot to kind of digest in terms of
Hmm.
progress, uh, potential mistakes. Hopefully not as many of those, but if you're everyone's gonna have mistakes as long as you're learning from them, it's fine. So
Yeah.
that's been a big part of it too, is that reflection portion, and kind of looking back. It gives you a chance to look back because some people are so focused on where they're going, or everything, that they never do look back, and I think that's a mistake. I think it's good to see, like, just every 6 months or every year, just peek over your shoulder and be like, oh, cool, that's where I was last year. This is,
Hmm.
look at that progress. That's good. Especially in
Yeah.
things where progress moves slow. Like, not everything, is a viral sensation right off the bat. Some things are slow moving, but you just gotta, as long as you're making the progress, it's all good. And
Yeah.
yeah, I
You're
mean, I
going
think,
forward, not backwards, like you said.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And then two, we've talked about technology and sports, and I think the other part of it too is, we the part of the reason that we don't necessarily, like, not that we don't care about going viral, or having more followers. Like, we definitely want more, but we also want our followers to be people that are, like, kind of interested and bought into what we're trying to do. So,
Hmm.
like you said, the extropians, that's what we want to call our kind of, I don't want to say fan base, but, like, our followers are, people that are invested into the company. Um and, like, we've it's going to start more sports specific. I think we've
Hmm.
mentioned that on here, and hence why we talk about sports so much. But there is plenty of reasons down the line that even a non-sports person would be using our technology, and hopefully we can get to talk about that, whether it's on this episode or a different episode. But uh yeah, there's tie-ins for everyone, so it doesn't have to be someone that loves sports. We
Yeah.
want this to be like you said earlier, a way to make anyone better, or the best
Yeah.
version of themselves.
Yeah. I mean, shit. I think about even my parents, and they're very. They're not. They're not very good with technology. But that was kind of the goal of this technology, and where it's kind of gone is that even my parents could use this and get the benefits out of it and not feel overwhelmed by it and feel, what I mean? It's a natural user experience that anybody can have. And, kind of like you said, it starts with sports, but literally the technology, it can reside with anybody at any level, anything that they're doing in life, but all with the goal of being the best version of yourself, whether that's your health. In my parents' case, it would probably be their health, because they're really not trying to be performance gurus in any sport or anything. But your health, and kind of even managing your mental health, and performance, learning new things, trying new sports. Whether that's the way your body moves, and moving it in the best way possible for yourself to get the best outcome for yourself, whatever you're trying to do. Or if it's just, like I said, your health, and trying to manage it, and trying to manage maybe even disease state, and and live longer for your children, for your wife, your husband, your family. That's kind of the goal of technology. And so that's, literally you said something there that like we ourselves aren't trying to be like celebrities or some, YouTube sensation or like, these YouTubers that, have millions of followers because of their quirky personality or like, what I mean, they do, which my problem with a lot of these people is the stupid shit that they do. You know what I mean? But we want to be known for what the company's able to do for people, and I guess the mindset we're able to build in people, and also too, just like I said, building a better humanity, a stronger, healthier, better performing human race, and that's not only you kind of look at it from like a macro, micro, and then a macro, like just from like little neighborhoods all the way throughout the planet, having our technology, our data, this user experience change people's lives and make it better, just better overall. And that's what we want to be known for. That's what we want to get the followers. That's we want our technology, our work, and our efforts to speak for themselves and to basically be what makes the channel grow, not necessarily Sean and I, and we're on the red carpet in Hollywood. I'm trying to do any of that shit. We're just literally trying to build this technology that's just different from anything that's out there, and the way you interact with it is very different. And like I said, the benefits you receive from it are very different. Like we talk about all the time. Like I feel like technology. A lot of people are put into these boxes with technologies. Excuse me, and no shame on anything that's out there right now because it's literally everything is kind of built off of something else. Nobody, we're not, nobody's really reinventing something brand new. It's just enhancements to what came before it. But I feel like so many things are like put people in these boxes and you're really not able to grow. You're just managing and, you're managing like the same data and just kind of seeing how from a day-to-day standpoint, how you're doing versus yesterday, where we really want to take that many steps further and give you the tools to like you're not only looking at the data, but how do I embark upon this data and use it to really figure out how to become better? Like what insights can I get? What can I do? Like you know what I mean? And that's through everything in life. And really, that's what we want to do with this technology and with this channel. And yeah, that's what this is all about, and that's why we started this. And even going back, like it's kind of almost like our own time capsule that we're kind of putting in the ground because imagine years down the line and we've made the impact that we intend to make based off what we're saying here, and we can kind of go back and be like, man, like remember when we were talking about this? Now we're actually doing it. Now we're actually seeing it. Now people are actually feeling it. That's what this channel is really about.
Yeah. No, I couldn't have put it better myself. Um, and yeah, do you want to kind of explain a little bit of you kind of went into it a little bit already, but kind of what um I don't know if we mentioned this, but like what we're trying to transition this channel to being a little bit more of versus what we've done.
Yeah, and we've said this many times, and I'm gonna say it again here. We're like we really want to do a reveal of the technology because that's really what the basis of all of this is, and the basis of the channel, as I said before. But revealing the technology, we've been very stealthy about what we're doing. Like we try to remain under the radar as much as possible. Even talking to various people, we're trying to keep things under wraps. But pretty soon we'll be. I think we're, and maybe you can chime in on this. I think we're in a good position to, very soon to start kind of revealing, peeling back some layers of this onion and letting people see what it is we're working on. Um, I don't know if you want to touch on that before I kind of go to the direction we want to go based on the technology.
Yeah. No, I mean, like I said, Ricky and I have been doing this for a while, with the company. We've seen the technology evolve a little bit. Generally speaking, it's the same idea that it's always
Hmm.
been, but just, through different use cases, through different designs. It's kind of shifted here and there a little bit, but
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'm excited for people to see what the technology is. I've I've been that's been like my goal every year when we do like the New Year's one. Is like this year we're gonna finally show all of
Yeah.
our followers the technology. So um I'm excited for that to happen in the near future and for people to see it and have a little bit more of an understanding of what it is that, we've talked about it so much and we've hinted at it and we've, dropped little nuggets here and
Nuggets.
there, but it's like giving an actual like hey, look at this. This is what it is. Like that I think is going to be really really cool and something that uh yeah, I think is going to hopefully, grow that community, grow that following, and help us start getting this out there to people.
Yeah, and so kind of the transition that we want to start making is less of this kind of format where we're just kind of talking, which we still probably will do, but we want to really start transitioning. We talked about this before, like a while ago, where we'd like to take this, and it's funny because we have Ryan, who, you know, I don't even know if Ryan subscribed. I mean, he needs to become the 52nd subscriber. Need to reach out to him, make sure. But he even brought it up, and Ryan's kind of been around the company for a couple years, but he really has kind of put his foot in, he was dipping his toe in the water here and there, and now he's like immersed in Extropian now. But um, he even brought it up as like kind of if the goal of this technology, we're saying we want to help people transcend the human limits. And by the way, Extropian officially trademarked now, so we can say it's our name. Sean found it, and yeah, it's our name now. So beautiful, beautiful thing. But yeah, we really want to help people transcend human limits, be the best version of themselves. Like, why not take the technology out and showcase that the ability of it to help people improve? So one of the use cases that we've worked on, we've done combat sports. We're currently building a golf demo. Um, I suck at golf, so but golf is it's a sport that there's got to be there's a lot of different physical levers that you're using, a lot of different movements that you've got to get down. There's a lot of synchronization that takes place, and you got to kind of put all of these little pieces together to get the swing, get your swing right, or get the power right, or so for us, we thought, how cool would it be to take somebody that's a shitty golfer like myself? Sean's decent. Actually, I haven't really seen his game too much, but he claims to be good
I'm
at it. We'll see about that.
I'm solid. I'm not like scratch golfer by any means, but I'm good enough to play and not make a fool of myself. So
So we thought, like, how cool would it be to like put it on each of us because the goal is improvement. Sean may be at this level, but he can keep rising. You know what I mean? Maybe he gets to that scratch golfer level. Myself, my damn drive is all over the place. Not Charles Barkley level or anything like that, but my everything, just my hip movement, my arm movement. It's not there. You know what I mean? Um,
you hear that,
it's
Charles? That's Ricky calling you out. If you see this,
Charles.
hit him
Charles
up.
can use our technology too. I mean, Charles' swing is better. It took a while, but he could use our technology and just become more consistent, become better. That's the goal of this, really. And somebody like a Charles, like myself, like the goal is like the technology helps you get to your destination way faster than having to keep going and paying the coaches, and then it's like a lot of muscle memory related feedback. But that I think would be really really cool and something that we had talked about before. But doing like day in the life tech videos, showing um, kind of like development, new data, new analytics that we had, but more so just taking it out and us showing people on ourselves improvements, the day to day improvements, month to month, year to year, and just showing how the technology has improved our game. And I have videos, like dated videos, so this thing makes me like swing the golf club like damn near perfectly. I wasn't acting the entire time when you see the start to the finish. You know what I mean? Like we're not faking this. Like we're not great golfers or great athletes that are out there faking it and then oh, look what it did for me, and next thing you know I'm have this perfect swing. No, that's I've got dated videos that we could go back to. So once this thing hopefully perfects my swing, um yeah, I have proof that the beginning wasn't an act. You know what I mean?
I can confirm because I've seen him swing a golf club. It's not an act. It's it's his best.
Yeah, so but we thought like that's gonna be a really, really cool transition. Like even, when we took this technology to like the fighting gyms, like to the boxes, kickboxes, and Muay Thai, seeing, them utilizing it and seeing or even seeing them interact with the data and like seeing them make adjustments to their punches and wanting to, seeing the power on it, seeing wanting to see like what adjustments they can make to their body to make that, to get that the more powerful swing, for example. It was really cool, you know what I mean? That's what I was like, man, like this, imagine that I could start a picturing this for every different sport, different types of athletes, and how cool would it be to just use it on ourselves and really showcase it, and like not only just talking about ourselves but other people as well, just having people use it. So almost like a white paper, we'll have some white papers, but having a white paper on film via video and content, and showcasing, the gradual improvements that our technology was able to help people make. Not like I said, these current technologies, again, not shitting on them, but to help you kind of maintain and like, you're doing this and that, and there's these little mini games, but actual physical improvements that last and that you can keep reflecting on to help you up your game. And then, not only just helping you up your game, but like you just keep leveling up, you know what I mean? Just keep leveling up with our technology.
And yeah, I mean, and I think we've probably talked about this in previous episodes and such when we were given little hints, but like the key is, in my opinion, being able to quantify things, right?
Hmm.
Because and like you can swing like I'm I'm good enough at golf to know when I swing like, oh, that was a good swing, or oh, that wasn't a good swing. Sometimes I have a swing that actually gets a really good result even
Hmm.
though it was a really bad swing. So, it's not even results based. It's you can feel what is and isn't a good swing. But who's to say that you can feel the difference? You can feel the difference between a swing that's like you know, a 40 out of 100 versus a swing that's like a 95 out of 100. But who's to say you can tell the difference between, an 85 and like an 89, like that smaller difference? That's, I think, the difference that we're trying to quantify, the
Yeah.
small incremental changes that you can make. And like Ricky said, golf is a lot of different, uh, very unique movements, different angles. One thing I like about it is it only takes, a minor angle being off, or like, you know, the difference of, a couple centimeters in where you're swinging to have a
Hmm.
completely different result and a completely different, uh, like impact. Um, so being able to quantify such small things and showing how much those small things actually make big impacts is
Yeah.
why I think golf is kind of a really good uh, way to kind of get this thing out there, that we've built.
Yeah, and a good demonstrator. And it's also something too, like we've, we've talked to different investors, but like they've, investors play golf. Majority out of any sport, maybe some squash, some pickleball, things like that now, but majority, I would say, of investors probably, if they play anything besides like casual, just working out, they play golf. You know what I mean? Business people play golf. Like meetings and are done on the golf course. Like deals get made on the golf course. So it's also something really cool. This demo to take it out and showcase it to people.
And that
Um,
and that's
mhm.
not to talk down on what we were doing before, which was combat sports. combat sports, I think the reason that we pursued it and the reason I still think it's a viable path for our device to go is the fact that they don't have a way to quantify a lot of the different metrics. And, so it's like, while it may not be as much finite, things that we're able to get like we are with golf, they don't have anything really,
Yeah,
other than small, like there's other companies that are trying to get
some
metrics and,
vision
you
and
know,
stuff like
yeah, and there's things that you can do with the eye test, but that was the idea behind combat sports was there's nothing out there that can do what people just were like basic necessities of the sport. With golf, I think we're going a little deeper into it of, hey, there's things that can do the basic necessities, but there's nothing that can do everything, right?
yeah. And even from the content perspective, like we're not gonna be punching each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, the
And
what's really cool about going, and we're not saying we're doing this next week or whatever, but this is the transition we want to make. But how cool is it to kind of take this out and compete against each other? We're very like we're competitive on this in this company against each other. Love sports, so why not go out and compete, have fun, showcase that, make content out of it, but also show people the power of what we're building and the future that we're building. And like we said, we're building this Extropian movement with Extropians. So we got to become Extropians ourselves. So, and we'll do that through the technology and showcase that while having some fun doing it.
yeah, someday we'll be having like competitions. We'll like live stream it virtually so the entire world can see me beating you in most of the sports that we played.
Yeah, right. Maybe in the metaverse or something where you can manipulate some things, but not in the real world. But no, that's literally like where my mind was over the past couple weeks, and as this thing has gotten further along, and it's gotten really cool. Where and shout out to Patrick who's doing a lot of our dev work. Really cool where it's going, and it's like every time we add a feature, like man, what if we're able to add this? And it's gotten to that point that we've always wanted it, where we can try things and we get something done, and like, man, how dope would it be to do that? And that's where really what I think our technology is able to allows us to do is like really, scale this, scale your body, scale your capabilities, scale um the our platform's capabilities. Um, it's like it's really the sky's the limit with it. You know what I mean? Like you can you can have like your wristwatches, a ring or something like that, but you're limited to kind of what you're doing with that. You know what I mean? Like there's more features that you can add. Yeah, you can add really new cool apps and cool ways of doing things, but with all what we're doing, like literally, we're like, what else can how what else can we add to this? How can we keep building upon it? And it's literally like utilizing whatever part of your body is associated with the activity that you're doing. Like, what can we do with that? Yeah, your arm during a golf swing is moving a particular way, but what else can we get from that? What can we add to that? How can we scale somebody's experience? What is somebody looking for? That's what's really cool about what we're doing. And we're kind of getting into that mode now where we're like, okay, we got this. Like, damn, what else can we get from that? Like, let's look at the data and let's see what comes back. Like, damn, we can track this. That's wild. Like, what will that look like? So we're really now trying to put ourselves in the user's shoes, and also we want to start interviewing potential users, but we're really now trying to figure out like, hey, like we can get that, but how can we quantify it and how can we make that meaningful to the end user?
Yeah, no, I mean 100%. And making it meaningful is the most important part, right?
100%.
Well, I mean, well, for getting it, I guess technically you can't make it meaningful if you don't get it. But once you get it, you got to make it meaningful. Otherwise, data that's not meaningful isn't going to be helpful to anyone. But um, But yeah, no, I mean, I think that just kind of made me think, another great follow-up episode to this moving forward, once we've kind of showed off the technology a little bit and people understand what it is really explaining the differences because me and Ricky have talked about it so many times with related to the pitch deck and investors and people we talk to and explain the technology to is like, oh, what makes you different than so and so, like just kind of talking about some of the things that differentiate us from
There's a lot. There's a
yeah,
lot.
no, there's so much, and and it's not always the same thing. If you compare us to one company, the differentiator might be this, but if you compare us to a different company that does a different thing or uses a different kind of technology, we're still different, but it's going to be different in a different way. So um,
That'll make
kind
more
of
sense when
explain.
they see the technology.
Yeah, it'll make a
Yeah,
lot more sense. That's why I was saying future episode. But yeah, no, I
yeah.
think that'd be a really cool episode too, in my opinion, to kind of just kind of go through, hey, this is what's out here. This is, how it's similar to us, but then, more so, this is how we're different. This is why, our product and that product are either coexistable or completely different, where it's not even necessarily you're comparing the same thing.
Yeah, we showed it off outside of our group for the first time on we had a mastermind call, but we showed it off. People that kind of already knew about what we're doing, but that was our first kind of like showcase virtually of it, and it was pretty cool to show it to other people and be like, damn, like, and what we heard from one of our kind of advisors slash mentors who we really respect was like, you could literally take this anywhere. Like, I see what you guys have here, and his mind automatically went to, you can literally take this anywhere. You can really, when you show it to anybody, you can really, the story can always change, like, of where you can take this and what it can do. That's what's really cool about, man. Well, I'm so excited about where we're at right now because literally we're open to just trying and adding meaningful data points. And like I said, the sky's the limit to what we can do with it. Because like literally, we put it on, and you think we could do this? And then you look at the data, like shit, yeah, it's possible. Let's see what we can make of this. Um, that's on top of the data points that we kind of already identified as like targets. You know what I mean? We always theorizing new ways and new visuals for people. So. But it's going to be exciting, man. Like I can't wait to show everybody, and then, like we said, that's our goal is the organic growth through what we showcase. But I think it's a lot easier to kind of get off of this little platform and podium, Sean and Ricky, like just talking about sports and everything, and really get into the nitty gritty of like why we started this and why we've kept it going as well, because a lot of people get frustrated with like 5 viewers of this, but we know what we have is the capabilities are so amazing, and like the impact that we can have on people, that's what keeps us going with this podcast, because we know at some point we're going to get to that point where people see it. We built this Extropian movement. We have these Extropians and Extropian followers, and yeah, it all comes back to our start and our some of the beginning episodes. So that's why we do this, and it's not the glitz and the glamour of being YouTubers. It's the power of the technology that we're building, the lives we intend to change with it.
Yeah, I mean, if any of our followers go and somehow make this video viral, I will. I guess I'll be happy, but like, I also really don't care. And I would say you don't care. Like, it's not that we don't care about being viral and about getting our name out there,
Hmm.
because that was, obviously the reason why we did this was to get the name out there, the company name, not our names. We don't. I mean, I don't know. I can speak for myself and say that I don't care if people outside, like if people know wwho I am, but I just want them
I
to
want
know
them to know
who
what we did, what we've done. Like I want our technology to speak for itself, and like if they do
exactly.
mention Sean, Ricky, Ryan, uh, Matthew,
Patrick.
Patrick, sorry. Um, it's like, damn, these dudes created this tool. They created this Extropian movement. Like the world is a better place for it. Like my mother, my mother, has lived so much longer because of their technology. Like my freaking disc golf game has gone to the next level because of this technology. Or shit, I broke that barrier and I've beat my 40 time, or I did that race in record time. Like that's what this is about for us. So if they mention Ricky or Sean, it's not like, oh my god, they did this stupid video where they were doing this challenge and fell off, a, a, a boat or something, whatever the hell people are doing and getting famous for now. No, like we want it to be, man, they had a huge impact on our lives through this technology, and Extropian as a company has made me the best version of myself, and that's what it's about for us. So
Yeah,
viral for us is that, not viral as far as like Sean is getting invited to the Grammys or the Met Gala or something like that. You know what I mean?
if I get invited, I won't go. I'm just putting that out there now. So
I wouldn't either, and I don't. I think damn sure I'm not going to the Met Gala either. I'm not dressing up like a pancake or banana or anything like that. I'm wearing some weird ass suit. Damn sure not carrying a purse and wearing all kind of weird shit that these people do at these Met Galas. So nah, that's the other thing about this is our personality and like us as a company and just being different. Um, right from your standard companies and how they operate. We're a fun loving group and out to change the world.
yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, this has been a great episode, I think, and kind of giving people a good insight into kind of where we're trying to go with this, what this transition is going to be, and why we even got to this point, anyways. So yeah, did you have any kind of final wrap up thoughts?
No, I think for me it's just future person 2025, 2026, 2027 that's going back to watch this episode. Yeah, we just we kind of put out our pathway, and hopefully you're retroactively watching this and you see like kind of where Sean and I started. And you hopefully went back further in the archive and saw like our beginnings, and it endeared you to maybe want to start your own company or build your own brand or change the world in your own way. Hopefully that's what this does also, is that like we're pretty regular guys that just had a dream and a vision, and we went out and went for it, and hopefully you're retroactively watching this and saw that we made it. You can make it too, and we invite anybody to kind of reach out to us in the future, 2025, 2026, when you might be watching this, or currently, to ask us about our journey. Hopefully we can help you along the way, or shit, maybe you can help us as well. So that's what this is all about. So with that
I
being
agree.
said, what would you say?
I said I agree.
So with that being said, we'd like to thank you guys for joining. Look out for our newest content. Follow our socials. Like, comment, subscribe, and just be a part of this Extropian journey. Get on the train early. Peace
Thanks,
out.
everybody.